Hi everyone! So this vlog is about fasting. Fasting. When I first think of fasting, my first thought is in Matthew chapter 4 when Jesus goes into the wilderness and he fasts for 40 days and 40 nights. Or not eating anything at all, ever. That's what I used to think fasting was. It sounded like something that I didn't want to do, didn't want to try, but I've actually learned that there are several types of fasts. There are traditional regular fasts where you would refrain from eating and only drink water. Okay. Out of water again. But there's also a full fast where you eat and drink nothing as described in Acts chapter 9, verse 9. And there are intermittent fasts where you can only eat within a certain time frame. And 5 o'clock, yes! The fast that I am doing is called the Daniel fast, and it can be categorized as a partial fast because you're only refraining from eating certain foods and drinking certain drinks. The Daniel fast comes from the Bible, and in Daniel chapter 1, verse 12 states, "Please test your servants for 10 days. Give us nothing to eat but vegetables and water to drink." And later in chapter 10, verses 2 through 3 read, "I, Daniel, was mourning for 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant food, no meat or wine came into my mouth. Nor did I anoint myself at all, till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled." So basically on the Daniel fast, you're steering clear of meats, sweets, treats, dairy. You're sticking to soups, fruits and veggies, whole grains, and water or juices. The point of the Daniel fast is to draw closer to God, to sacrifice. I think it's a great way to start the new year. When I'm feeling weak, I just pray to God for strength. I think it also helps if you're going to do a fast to have an accountability partner, someone who's going to do this fast with you. Mine is my sister. We're fasting for 21 days. I found that this fast isn't as hard as I originally thought it would be. I was worried about beginning training for a marathon and running a lot and not eating meat because this is the longest I've ever gone without eating meat. Ever. It's definitely taught me to be more aware of what's in my food. So my sister and I are now reading the backs on labels of food when we shop at the grocery store and definitely making healthier choices there. And then when I'm out, I feel that I'm being more intentional with what I choose to eat. It does force you to be intentional with your eating instead of just mindlessly grabbing something quick. I think that the hardest part might have been for me whole grains, just because it's interesting to figure out what truly is made out of whole grains. Like white rice isn't, but brown rice is okay on this fast. Quinoa is okay, oats are okay. But then you look at oatmeal and it has sugar in it, so that's not okay. I definitely have enjoyed the fact that this has been the longest I've ever gone without meat, and I don't feel tired, I don't feel weak, I'm feeling good. I've noticed a difference in how I look and how I feel. So I would definitely recommend it to you if you're thinking of trying it. It's also important when you begin a fast to think about the things that are sacrifices, the things that you are going to be giving up, and just remember that in those moments when it's hard, when you're tempted, when you feel weak, to just pray. I will be posting recipes and a more in-depth list of things that are allowed on the Daniel fast and things that aren't on thislettercontainsLove.com if you're thinking of trying it. And if you are, comment or DM me on Instagram or get a hold of me through Facebook somehow, because I would love to hear from you and I would love to be holding you up in prayer as you begin your fast. I think what you should do at the beginning of the fast, or what our church encouraged us to do, was to write down 5 things that you believe in God for in this new year. So as we begin the fast in this new year, the first 21 days of the year, it's been interesting to see, okay, what do I believe in God for? And at first when they asked us that question, I thought it was kind of weirdly worded, and I was like, well, what do they mean? And then I've come to realize it's, what are you hoping for? What are you expecting God to do in this year? What are you desiring? What are you praying to Him for? And so I've written down my 5, and I think you guys should stay tuned to see by the end of this year how those things have been fulfilled or not. And it's all according to God's will, and His plan is always greater than ours. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and check back in for more stuff later.